Krept and Konan are the most disrespected artists in this country.
People are confusing jumping on trends with trying to make a sound that is accessible to people and also trying to bring up underground artists.
We are really representing UK culture. We are flying the flag for British black music.
You know how hard it is to better yourself. Upper class won't understand how you inherited.
They had no reason to jump on the robbery remix.
You haven't heard Last Night in LA and that show still.
One song.
Do like just bar for bar. Every time I've listened to Krept and Konan, I'm going back to back. I think Konan's funny.
You want the front boys? If you want, we can swing it out. Just know I got the thing parked off. You're talking tough, but you need to stop. You don't put in work. You need a job. Look, I ain't even been on Breakfast Club, but they envy when they.
Krept and Konan are underappreciated within the UK. The right to agree to lessons to disagree. Krept and Konan are underappreciated. The right to agree to lessons to disagree. Alright, you said strongly agree. Let's start with you, bro.
For me personally, yeah, I feel like Krept and Konan are the most disrespected artists in this country. Because what they've done over a period of time in terms of longevity, both in music, outside of music, when it comes to restaurant, when it comes to branding, when it comes to cultural impact, TV shows, whenever the conversation happens around,
as well.
whenever the conversation happens around greatest of all time, top 10 projects, who are the best in the UK, for some reason, people always seem to overlook them. And it goes back to what I was saying about longevity from, Tsunami came out 2010? To be fair, I knew about Krept and Konan separately from time, I think, you know what I'm saying, Gypset days. Yeah. It's 2021 and people are still listening to Krept and Konan and people are still talking about them. And I feel like...
Not enough though.
Not enough. And I feel like, I don't know why you guys can argue.
I feel like...
Yeah.
Because we're just so used to them being so sick.
And it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. There's so many people that you lot feel like you're so used to being sick. I don't even want to start listening to. That's how people will start wanting to slip my throat. But there's so many people that you lot feel like I've been sick for so long, and you lot keep speaking about them, and I feel like they're ass. But Krept and Konan are actually doing their thing, and they've been doing their thing. Aside from the music thing, for example, it might be a long stretch, but Stormzy, I feel like they're sort of in a way similar, because aside from the music, wait, let me land.
Without
Aside
Krept
from the
and Konan, they
music,
could not have been Stormzy, to be honest.
Stormzy even said himself, Stormzy said, I watched the interview, Stormzy said if it wasn't for what Krept and Konan did, he wouldn't have been able to see.
And it's like no one pays any homage to them, and it's just like, all right, yeah, Krept and Konan, because their music is based on punchlines. I feel like that's a main reason why they're sort of overlooked. And I feel like they just deserve way more respect than they do get.
I kind of disagree with you. Like, I feel like we need to be relative to like the culture that we live in at the moment and think about, you know what I'm saying?
On TikTok.
No, but I think about how rappers are treated in society in general. And I think if you look at that, Krept and Konan have been very, very well appreciated. You look at them, they've got a show on BBC Three now, they've got their restaurant going in.
That's them, not their music.
But they're in a place where they don't even really have to put out music like that, and they're still, you know, on hot topics. I feel like...
You look at the cultural impact, when people talk, there was a list on like most influential rappers or best project, like he was saying before, we always leave them out for some reason.
No, man.
They tick every box.
Who's we?
Yeah, I don't think that they're left out. I'm from Fort Heath, and they are very appreciated around that area. Like,
but you're speaking specifically about your area.
Yeah. That's in the end.
Yeah, but
underrated by who?
What's the question? Underrated by who though? What's the question?
I hear what you didn't say underrated by the end.
The problem is, like these lists here, I understand what you're saying, they do get a lot of disrespect here, but the opportunities they get is because people rate them, that's why they get the opportunities, isn't it?
Okay.
Well, I know 100%, but it takes two people to, like, I can offer you something, but unless you accept it, there's no deal, right? So for them to go there and like get those things because people rate them in and they've got a platform and it shows. I think disrespect thing, people gas it up. I don't think as much people are disrespecting them as it looks like.
A Krept and Konan cosign is the most valuable cosign in the UK rap scene. A Krept and Konan cosign is the most valuable cosign in the UK. That means if you're an upcoming rapper, that's gonna take you the furthest.
Where's the middle?
Black or dark? Let's start with the agree side.
Do you know what? Yeah, I can't lie, I'm half and half, because there are other rappers who can also be a very strong cosign. However, going back to a lot of the points that I've made earlier, Krept and Konan are consistent over a period of time. They are considered legends in our scene, and if I was an up-and-coming rapper and Krept and Konan, I wanted to jump on my song, to me personally, I feel like, I'm in a position where I can now cross over, get more attention, their fans will kind of fuck with my music. I wouldn't say it's the strongest cosign, but no, but a cosign is still a cosign regardless, you know what I'm saying?
The question is strongest.
I think you should be here.
Yeah,
Because I agree with what you're saying.
The only other person, for argument's sake, the only other person I can say is Stormzy.
Oh, I would
See, that's what I'm saying. You say Stormzy.
I would
Some
say
people say
Skepta.
Gigs. Some people say
I don't want a cosign from Wiley if I'm a rapper. I'm gonna
Wiley?
keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want cosign from Wiley.
Don't diss Wiley.
No.
Give Wiley his flowers, innit? But first time I get a cosign from
In
Wiley.
2021, I'm alright, Wiley. You can chill over there, bro.
A cosign is not just about making a song with him, it can just be you putting them on.
Putting them on or just retweeting them.
If you look at what Krept and Konan do the rap game UK, they co-signed that Kiko guy, not done nothing for him.
He didn't do
Same with Youngin, they put Youngin on and then what's he done?
Bruv, X Factor.
Can I make a point? What's that guy that won the rap game before?
Kiko.
All right. Zones. She didn't win rap game, but she's still out there putting in her work. Has he put in any work since, or has he been sitting there on his ass?
But how do you
waiting?
Don't do that. Don't do that though, because you don't
You
know,
don't
man.
go to school with him. My thing is, regardless of what you're doing, the second that you jump on rap game, you're already co-signed by Krept and Konan.
Yeah.
You're already co-signed, yeah? I'm going to use Zones as an example. Zones did not win. She left rap game and put out a song, was it a week later? And she's in the studio making more songs, so she's already got that cosign. And she knows, yeah, all right, cool. My name is attached to Krept and Konan. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that I blow. He has been sitting on his ass.
And
cosign can only take you so far.
Just to add on to what you're saying, just because she didn't win doesn't mean that they're not doing things for her behind the scenes. So I think if she's putting out a song a week later, there must have been something from them, something that they've done behind the scenes.
That's led her to do it. You get it? You're not going to win something. I'm not going to win £1 million and just hope it grows in my back.
I can't lie though, by your point, X Factor, they've got bare flipping winners. No. Let me. You guys are not letting me finish.
You can't say no. Krept and Konan have the best UK-US collab with Freak of the Week. They have the best UK-US collab. The right if you agree, left if you disagree. Cheech, you're still in the middle. Light us up. All right, let's start with you. Let's strongly agree.
I mean, I think it speaks for itself. That song, in terms of collaborations, which is the criteria of the question that you asked, I'm standing here and I cannot think of one other song. Praise the Lord. Do you know what? I'm not mad at that.
No.
I'm not mad at that
Gigs,
at all.
KMT.
Yeah, because when you talk about collaboration, the way they bounced off each other's energy, two completely different styles, and they came together and made. It's not Skepta brought that Skepta energy. A$AP Rocky brought his energy, but it still sounds.
It's like choosing for
really
Messi and Ronaldo.
Sounds,
they're still the goats. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think so.
No, but they're not the same kind of artists.
And I think that's just one collaboration. You need to bear in mind that Krept and Konan have a catalogue of US and UK.
Can I be real? Yeah. So the reason why.
Collaboration or not the best catalog of collaboration.
And this is just how I'm. This is how I'm arguing my point.
Collaboration rivals the whole catalogue.
But my thing is, and this might be a stupid point, but it might not be at the same time. The reason why Freak of the Week just about edges it is because girls can rock with it a little bit more. Obviously, I know girls that can listen to Praise the Lord, but Freak of the Week, I think it was Rihanna that might have done it at the VMAs. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but just in terms of like how women react to that song, in terms of dancing in the club, I think it just has that little bit more of an impact.
Krept is the better half of Krept and Konan. To the right if you agree, to the left if you disagree. Krept is the better half of Krept and Konan. To the right if you agree, to the left if you disagree.
Right if I agree, left if I disagree.
So you're right if you agree, you're left if you disagree.
Oh my God.
Don't let them pressure you.
This is gonna be long, fam. I just know.
Blind pulls up. Let's start with strongly agree at the back.
You see, if you asked me this like a couple of years ago, I would have said Konan was the better one, yeah.
Oh my God.
I would have said Konan was the better one over the years. But as time has gone on, for me, it's Krept. Like, and if there was to be solo artists, Konan would be the hook king, and Krept would be the man that would like sell records and all them things there. But I think his personality plays a part in it as well. Cause obviously his social media presence is up there, whereas Konan don't have that. So for me, Krept is a better artist.
You haven't heard Last Night in LA and that shows though.
One song.
Has Krept got something to rival?
My thing is,
has Krept got something to rival?
They're called Krept and Konan.
Has Krept got something to rival with that?
Krept and Konan, not Konan and Krept. I mean,
Hey, let Bilal go.
No, it is. When it comes to with Krept and Konan, yeah, they both made the name for punchline rapping. But when you hear Krept and Konan do punchline, for me, Konan just sounds more natural and just more smooth with it. Whereas Krept kind of sometimes it sounds like he's trying to do it's too in your face and he's not like. Almost sounds like he's forcing it a little bit when I listen to Krept do punchline. I'm not gonna lie to you. But then it just comes down to personal preference in it, because I prefer like people like Nines. And like those rappers that are a bit more laid back with it, Konan's.
That's why.
that's actually why.
I feel like just bar for bar, every time I've listened to Krept and Konan going back to back, I think Konan spun it.
Yeah.
And even when you look at Last Night in LA versus Last Night in Lagos, look what Konan done with Last Night in LA.
Can I just say,
But bro,
even though I'm on this side, even though I'm on this side, Last Night in Lagos is better.
Last Night in LA is up tempo and Last Night in Lagos is slow.
Wait.
Let's be
But ask him if they could swap though.
If you're gonna compare freestyles, compare fucking the Mooney's freestyle.
That's the only example that we've got though. We only got that's the only time they've ever been solo. So that's the only thing.
The Mooney's freestyle.
Yeah, but look, compare Molly's freestyle to Last Night.
So even though I'm on this side, yeah, I think the reason why they work so well, and I know I'm sitting on the fence, but they actually complement each other very well.
They do.
I feel like if they were individual artists, I don't think they would have had the longevity they've had.
They knew that.
So for me, barring wise, I would say Konan edges it just a little bit, but it's not like, it's not Man City, West Brom, you know what I'm saying? It's Man City, Liverpool. It might interchange, Van Dijk might get an injury, Laporte might be out, but they're still the top two. You know what I'm saying?
Krept and Konan are the best punchline rappers in the UK. The right if you agree, the left if you disagree. Krept and Konan are the best punchline rappers in the UK. The right if you agree, the left if you disagree. Krept and Konan are the best punchline rappers in the UK. The right if you agree, the left if you disagree. Cheeks, you said they disagree.
Oh shit. Raw. Okay, so what are you lot classing as punchlines?
They asked you, fam. Don't try to do that.
We're talking about metaphors, similes, all of them in conjunction. Say, I think they're good at one of them, and they have one that they're great at.
Who's your best?
I have a few. Like, I think Young Tev's got a few punchlines.
No, but hear what I'm saying.
What? You lot are quick.
Punchlines.
What's a punchline?
A punchline is just like, it's like a metaphor, simile. Like,
Think of
Fabulous
is punchline. Think of Fabulous. That's punchline.
I know. Well, it's separate things, right? Mixed into one. To me, I think Krept and Konan are good at one of those three things. It's the thing that they always do.
Kaboom.
No.
I
know what I'm
taking
talking
I'm taking a piss.
No,
you don't even know why you're standing on our side.
I do know. You don't know why.
I feel like when it comes to one-liners and just one soft pass, no, like Krept and Konan, they always consistently, like even when Krept and Konan, they might have a meaty verse, but they're always gonna have like 3 or 4 one-liners.
Do you know what it is, yeah? With Krept and Konan,
I feel like...
I feel like punchlines kind of gets mixed up with wordplay and like rhyming schemes and them kind of things. I think even talking wordplay, then Rech 32, Avelino and Dave, then man can take the crown in it. But I think in just one-liners and just punchlines, I think Krept and Konan, the way they always say bars that you never ever imagine. Now,
Ever.
You know, and you could always hear like them setting up for a punchline, but you never really know
what punchline they come with the line.
I feel like each rapper in the country has their own lane, and because Krept and Konan have come up in an era where they put out Otis, which did numbers in the first 24 hours, it got to a point where, yeah, you can yawn in it, but Jay-Z was the person.
Why are you being very defensive? It's all right.
Jay-Z was the person.
Relax.
Jay-Z was the person that literally took that off of YouTube because he could see that, these guys from the UK are doing mad numbers. It got re-uploaded and it still got 1 million. And the reason why Otis popped up is because of the fact that they were very, very easy in terms of speaking to a specific audience and being very, very clear with their approach. And that's the reason why Krept and Konan have been around for the last 10 years, because they understand how to speak to a specific audience. They're not going to do a gets when they're doing artillery, but they understand the pocket and the lane that they sit in, and which is why, for me personally, yeah, you can say Rech.
So you feel
I fuck with Young Tefs as well.
He said Young Tefs. You feel like Young Tefs has better punchlines than Krept and Konan.
And they've got memorable lines as well.
You've picked out one thing out of the three, and you classified that as punchlines, innit? But you said it's 3 separate things. So like,
Krept and Konan are the best set of artists to come out of South London.
wait, as a duo.
Wait, as in the as a group?
As in like the artist group.
Artists
Krept
are
and
the one
Konan.
or artists are the...
No,
So you
not
can
as
still compare them against Stormzy.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So we're saying the best ever.
The best.
They're the best to come out of South. Blindfolds up. Bex, you said agree.
Yeah, I do agree. I don't strongly agree because I do think that there are other artists that have come out of South London who have obviously made a success of themselves. Stormzy, we see gigs, etc., etc. But when you think about what Krept and Konan have actually created in terms of their restaurant, in terms of the program that they're doing on the BBC, which I think is sick.
Are they singing when they're making the waffle?
Talk about restaurant. We ain't talking about restaurant. We ain't talking about no Crepes and Cones. You don't know.
Let me just say what I'm saying. Yeah, in terms of those kinds of things, and when we look at like their reputation and in the US as well, do you know what I'm saying? When you ask a US rapper, probably like, who do you know from South London? Probably they will say Krept and Konan. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's my reasons. I do acknowledge that there are maybe better acts or other acts that have come out of South London.
So but the question was,
I slightly agree.
The best.
There's no way we're going to stand there and say Krept and Konan are underrated and in the same hour come and say they are the best artists to come out of South London.
Talent-wise, you know what? Fine. Yeah, cool. Talent-wise,
So
but
what
I'm
else?
talking about best.
So what else?
So if one subcategory has been subtracted,
Okay, so
But it was fine
when you
wanted to
say
talk about
best, yeah.
personalities and when you wanted to
When you
talk
say
about
best,
personalities,
what
then
is
it
your
was
what is your criteria for best then?
greatest.
I'm talking overall.
Overall, so music, business,
We're talking about music.
strategy.
all of that.
So are we
But they
basing
said
it on just
artists.
musicality? Because
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I'm basing it on music.
Are you
Best
musicality? I'm not gonna say that they're the best, innit? But I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
overall.
Come over
No,
here.
we're talking about
Come
music.
over here then.
In a world where the landlord
Musically,
exists
okay, the
from
question.
South
I'm
London.
talking